I will have a video attached to this one, and the title of the video I am attaching to this one will be is Seventh-day Adventists Teach 2 Three Angels Message. Now, let me get to the point of this video. You have this person called Walter Veith at Amazing Discoveries who is teaching the second Three Angels Message today to the Seventh-day Adventist congregations and to others who will listen. Not the first Three Angel Message that was promoted by early pioneers of the Seventh-day Adventist organization. And when you look at the video, Seventh-day Adventist Teach 2 Three Angel Message, you will see why I mean that. It appears to me that Dr. Veith has done nothing more than to jump into the Seventh-day Adventist organization without even ever having studied the history of the Seventh-day Adventist. He will teach that 1844 had to do with investigative judgment, just like other members of the Seventh-day Adventist organization were to do today. But little does he know, or if he does know, he's not honest enough to tell the members that investigative judgment had nothing to do with the first Three Angel Message as taught by the pioneers of the Seventh-day Adventist organization. Investigative judgment had nothing whatsoever to do with it. The sanctuary doctrine as taught by Walter Veith and other members of the Seventh-day Adventist organization today had nothing whatsoever to do with the first Three Angel Message being taught by the pioneers of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, including Ellen White and James White. What Veith is doing is preaching the second Three Angels Message, which had absolutely nothing to do with the first Three Angel Message. So apparently he has not even studied the history of his own organization, and if he has, he's just being totally deceptive to people by preaching a message today that was not preached in 1844. 1844, is, as you will see in the video if you watch it, had nothing to do with anything but the world coming to an end. The gospel had been preached. God was coming back to judge the world. It was coming to an end. There was going to be no investigative judgment. There was going to be no sanctuary doctrine, and I'll be dealing with those two subjects in separate videos, showing how terrible wrong Veith is in promoting those two things. But Dr. Veith, it seemed like you would study the history of your own organization. Maybe if you study the history, you would tell people, well, you know, I'm getting ready to preach about investigative judgment today. I'm getting ready to preach about the sanctuary doctrine today. But I need to be honest with you, members. This was not the original message of the pioneers of the Seventh-day Adventist organization. It had to be changed because the first message had nothing to do with investigative judgment, had nothing to do with the sanctuary doctrine. Why aren't you honest enough to tell your members that? And if you haven't studied it, shame on you for not studying the history of your own church. Seventh-day Adventist, again, you owe it to yourself to check these things out. This has not been Golly saying that. This comes right out of the writings of Seventh-day Adventist organizations, out of books such as The Great Controversy, Testimonies of the Church, and Desires of the Ages. It's in the writings of Ellen White. Investigative judgment was never taught in the first Three Angels Message. What you are hearing today, Seventh-day Adventist, is the second Three Angels Message because the first one failed. Walter Veith probably knows that, and is just being totally dishonest with the members. In fact, what he needs to actually tell you is that there's actually, from what I can see, a third Three Angel Message that is in the making with Seventh-day Adventist organization. And I'll be telling more about that as these videos goes on, exposing the bait apologist in the Seventh-day Adventist. But there's actually a third Three Angel Message in the progress of being made today. So, Dr. Veith, what you need to do is study your own history. I can understand how much you screw up other people's history if you can't get your own history right. You need to study your own history and realize what you're teaching is not what was taught by the early pioneers of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. You're teaching something totally different. Investigative judgment and the sanctuary doctrine had nothing whatsoever to do with the first Three Angel Message. Study your own history, Dr. Veith. Maybe you'll learn something. Till next time, this has been Golly saying, God bless.